Welcome back to the deep dive. So today we're tackling something really central for anyone in procurement. How do you actually move beyond just, subjective feelings about suppliers? How do you truly measure the value they bring? We're going deep on supplier scorecards, looking at them as, well, a strategic tool. It's easy to fall back on, say, existing relationships or maybe past performance. But what if you could really pinpoint where the value is?
Yeah.
Or where risks might be cropping up? That's where these scorecards come in, right?
Yeah.
Giving you an objective way to see who really delivers beyond just offering the lowest bid.
Exactly. A supplier scorecard fundamentally is a structured way to evaluate and, importantly, monitor how your suppliers are performing against criteria you set beforehand. Think of it like a dashboard, maybe, or a report card for each supplier. You're measuring things like cost, quality, delivery, compliance, the key stuff. And its real power isn't just tracking numbers. It's about understanding who's truly adding value and where you might need to make some, strategic adjustments.
That move from just intuition to actual data sounds really powerful. We know scorecards give you facts, but what are the sort of tangible wins for procurement teams using them day to day?
Yeah, connecting it to the bigger picture, the strategy, scorecards offer some critical advantages. First off, risk management. They're like an early warning system.
Right.
You can spot potential issues early, maybe consistently late deliveries or a sudden spike in defect rates, even compliance gaps, like with sustainability.
Catches problems before they escalate.
Precisely. Secondly, cost efficiency. By knowing who your top performers really are, you can reward them, maybe give them more business, and, it helps you address underperformers more strategically. Maybe they need help, or maybe you need to reevaluate the relationship. That hits the bottom line. Then there's visibility and accountability. Everyone sees the same picture. It creates a clear shared benchmark that includes the suppliers themselves.
Transparency.
Yes. And that leads to the last point. Strengthening relationships. It shifts conversations. Instead of vague complaints, you're talking about objective data points. That tends to build trust and encourages more collaborative problem solving.
Okay, so if those are the strategic benefits, what specific metrics should procurement pros actually be tracking? What makes a scorecard, effective?
Well, customization is absolutely key. Every business is different, right?
Sure.
But most effective scorecards cover similar ground. You'll almost always see cost financials, things like price competitiveness, maybe cost savings they've helped deliver. Invoice accuracy is a common one. Quality, naturally, is huge. Defect rates, compliance to spec, maybe audit outcomes.
Right.
Delivery and logistics, on-time delivery percentage, lead times, crucial for operations. And we're seeing more focus now on innovation and value add. Did they propose new ideas, collaborate on R&D?
Oh, interesting. Beyond just the basics.
Exactly. And increasingly critical, sustainability and compliance. ESG certifications, ethical sourcing policies, adhering to regulations. But here's a really crucial tip. Don't go overboard. Avoid metric overload. Aim for maybe 5 to 10 carefully chosen KPIs, ones that really reflect your strategic priorities and give you insights you can actually act on. Too many just becomes noise.
5 to 10 sounds manageable. But how do you actually build and implement these? How do you make sure they're not just another checklist exercise?
Good question. It needs a structured approach. A really critical first step is defining those KPIs properly, making sure they align with what your business actually needs. Is it cost? Quality, speed, sustainability, be clear. And for each KPI, you need a clear definition, an achievable target. And this is important, a reliable data source.
Right, got to trust the data.
Absolutely. Another step people sometimes miss is asking for supplier feedback during the design. Involving them helps set realistic expectations, flags potential data issues early, and honestly, it builds buy-in. Makes it feel less like purely an evaluation of them.
More collaborative.
Exactly. And then once it's running, share the results frequently. Don't wait for a quarterly review. Monthly, maybe even weekly for some critical things. It's about dialogue, feedback, helping them improve. Which brings us to common pitfalls to watch out for. As I mentioned, too many metrics makes it unwieldy. Inconsistent data is a killer. It just erodes all credibility. So standardizing collection is key. Also, a big one. Don't use scorecards just as a stick. It shouldn't feel like punishment. The goal has to be improvement and collaboration, not just blame. And finally, don't set it and forget it. Update your criteria. Business priorities change, so your scorecard needs to evolve too.
Okay, so the focus is clearly on progress, collaboration, not just ticking boxes. Now, technology, it's changed everything in procurement, hasn't it? How has it impacted scorecards? Are we still talking spreadsheets?
Oh, definitely not just spreadsheets anymore, though some still start there. Technology has really revolutionized scorecards, made them much more dynamic, more proactive. What's really impactful is the ability for modern systems to do real-time data aggregation, pulling data automatically from your ERP, your logistics systems, tracking delivery times, invoice accuracy, whatever you need as it happens. This feeds into dynamic dashboards and automated alerts. So you see trends visually, and you get notified immediately if a threshold is breached. No waiting for a manual report.
Instant visibility.
Exactly. And integration is huge. Connecting scorecards with your sourcing platforms, contract management, creates that single source of truth we all want. A lot of platforms now also have collaboration portals. Suppliers can log in, see their own performance, comment, even submit corrective action plans right there.
So it involves them directly in the process.
Yes, closes the loop. And looking forward, we're seeing more AI and advanced analytics being applied. These tools can help identify hidden risks you might miss, forecast future performance based on trends, and sometimes even suggest ways to optimize things.
That real-time integrated view sounds like a game changer. So just to make it concrete for a moment. You might have a scorecard where, say, on-time delivery is weighted 30%, defect rate 25%, price competitiveness 20%, sustainability 15%, and maybe innovation is 10%.
Typical structure.
Right. And supplier A scores well across the board, hits 90 overall, maybe they're tagged preferred. But supplier B struggles with defects, low innovation score, ends up at, say, 76, flagged as needs improvement. It gives you that clear, objective starting point for action, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. And if you zoom out again, connect it all back, these scorecards, they're more than just performance trackers. They really are strategic tools. Tools for building better, stronger relationships, for managing risk proactively, and for making sure your whole supplier base is aligned with where your organization needs to go.
Well said. So for everyone listening, maybe consider this. How could shifting your approach, moving beyond that gut feeling to using objective, data-driven supplier evaluations, how could that fundamentally transform your procurement strategy and unlock new levels of value for your organization? Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.